You don't go dress up. Take patong white shirt with patong tie.
Ah, yeah. I dey come back from work. I never even change.
Since that time.
Wallahi.
Did you listen to that audio
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
Did it summarize the book?
yeah. But why
Even
would you want to listen to that before you read the book? It takes away all the suspense, all the
no,
ginger
no, no,
from
no,
the
no, no,
book.
no. So I was just testing something. So I literally just went on what do you call it on ChatGPT and said summarize the book. Then put it in Google Notes and say create a podcast of two people talking.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
wasn't real.
It wasn't real.
N- No way.
Exactly. It wasn't real, man.
Fuck. Nah, that was sick. Wow, you'd have told me. I was like,
I didn't want to tell you. I wanted you to just listen to it. I thought you knew actually, and then just tell me what you think. It wasn't real now. Oh yeah, not okay. We didn't talk about it. I just sent it to you and said listen to it.
yeah,
Yeah, that's why. It's not real, man.
like they did a fantastic job summarizing the book. And I'm like, you're supposed to say no. So I was, and obviously you can tell it's not that it's making sense. I was like, what kind of useless podcast is this where they're giving all the spoilers away without saying no spoiler? So yeah, okay, okay. It's it makes sense now. It makes sense now. That is impressive.
Oh boy, Google is crazy, man.
Is it Claude AI you used?
No, Google have their notes thing. You know how Microsoft has
Mm,
Notepad? So Google has Notebook. In Notebook, you can put your text and then it would convert it to audio for you. Now, you know the crazy part about it?
yeah.
It's where it gets more weird now. So when you upload the script and convert it to audio, and you click on play, and it's playing the two people talking, right? There's an option to join the conversation. It's now three of you talking.
Guy, this shit, you don't know what you've
It's
started,
sick.
I swear. Holy
So you can
cow.
join
So
the
so
conversation.
so the summary was from ChatGPT, right?
Yes.
Then you exported it into Google Notes.
Hmm.
Okay. And then it's the notes that converted it to that audio.
Yes. But
Do you, do you know the lady even made a mistake when she was talking? And then the guy just carried on.
and even if you notice, sometimes they stutter when they're talking. It's
Yes.
like yeah, and then they don't pronounce what's the name of the book again? Alchemist, right? Sometimes they make mistakes and pronounce it
Y-
incorrectly. Also,
Yes.
like they have this kind of accent. They're trying to struggle to pronounce correctly. So everything just sounds like it's very real.
Yeah, nobody will know that's AI. They also have Momo podcast voice that makes it very believable.
Yes. Oh God.
Bruh. Okay, okay. Now I see. For books that I don't have energy to read, that's exactly what I'll do.
Yep. Summarize this shit, man. So I was thinking, create a page and then just be posting book summaries for people to listen to when they're driving.
What I was gonna say is, so as good as it is a summary, it makes sense for someone who has read the book to now go and do that summary and then see if it aligns with the things that you remember. Sometimes
Mm.
they'll remind you of things that you've read. But if you listen to that summary without reading the book, it just had spoilers and it wouldn't really. So the book is a
Yeah, they
meaningful
spoiled the
book.
end of the book, actually.
Yes, and it's a book that takes you on a personal journey. But it's not how it ends that is the
Yeah,
message.
but
It's the
but
journey
now
that
you're
is the
using
message.
no, but this book now I think is a book you have to read. But there's heaps of books you don't have to read, right?
Yes.
So all those books you don't have to read. You might as well just listen to the summary of the book.
I think this is good for fiction. It's not good for fiction, it's good for non-fiction.
Atomic Habits is the kind of book you summarize for people to read.
Mm,
48 Laws of Power. Summarize it for
yeah,
people.
that makes sense.
Mm.
I'm
Anyways.
impressed. Mm. I mean, we'll still
uh,
now to enter Spotify now. We'll do Daper Spotify. You can see us the gist with AI. We don't really need guests anymore.
no more guests.
We now give our AI personality.
I
Since
tell
Daniel
you.
is afraid, hiding in his house,
Mm.
we'll do
We use
AI
AI.
version of Daniel. Yeah.
Matilda Rashi Hinanifa.
Mm. Whew.
See, I listened to that podcast and I kind of felt like the podcast was part of the problem.
Which one? Oh, the
The
the diary
Diary
of a
of a
CEO.
CEO, yeah.
Why did you say so?
I don't know. First of all, the podcast is talking about dating, right?
Hmm.
That's mostly what it's talking about.
No, but
Yeah.
continue.
Yeah. I
Did you
mean,
finish the
okay, I didn't
podcast?
listen to the
Oh,
end,
okay.
but the
Okay.
first 30 minutes was okay, it's titled masculinity, but it just centered around dating, what men struggle with, and then how the whole thing is messed up now for everyone, for both men and women. That's mostly what the thing was centered around. Except, or is there something else they talked about?
So you see, conversations, and there's a difference between TikTok and
Mm,
podcast is the long form.
mm-hmm.
TikTok now will just cut out something and then you lose a lot of context, right? It's the same way the trailer of a movie and the movie is very different. Now, if I try to summarize it, it will lose the essence of the message and how they delivered the message. So why they started with dating, because that is the foundation, is the fundamentals of how teenagers operate.
Mm.
A lot of the things you did as a teenage boy was to impress teenage girls. So
Even as adults, still want to impress women.
exactly. Yeah, but you get to a point where, but let's just say you still want to impress. And Stephen Bartlett gave a very good example. He said anytime he travels a lot, and it's his team that book him hotel. He doesn't really care or fuss about the hotel that he's booked into. However, I can't remember which country he was in, and then his girlfriend said she was coming, and then immediately he looked around and started to notice that this hotel no day up to standard. Please check me into a proper hotel. And he's like, he and his partner have been together 7 years, but there is that ego element. There is that element of you wanting to impress your partner, like I'm a CEO, I'm a big shot. Whereas on your own, you don't actually care too much about these things. It's like when somebody is coming to your house, you go and clean inside the oven, clean on that chair, clean
When
back
baby
of
is coming,
TV.
guy is coming, no
Yeah.
spend. Ah, you come inside the dirty house. Oh.
Well, you can't be bothered. But
Yeah,
it's good. I
true.
actually want us to do the conversation justice and not just brush over it, right? Because it's deep and meaningful. And remember when I asked if you've watched Adolescence? I don't know how to say that word,
Adolescence.
adolescence. No, that's how Nigerians say it. Anytime I tell my colleagues, have you seen adolescence? They're like, huh? Huh? And then they're like, adolescent.
Adolescence.
Adolescent. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. It's one of those words.
It's an
Anywho,
adult.
it's I think it's meaningful to me now because I'm a dad, and you will see that there's a certain mental shift. Okay, let me give you an example. You know how you had ideas of the abroad before you came abroad? Now that you're abroad, you see things very differently. When you hear Nigerians or people who have never traveled before, when you hear them speak, you can see holes in their thought process, in their perception of what abroad is like. Yes, since I've become a dad and I look at the world, I've started to look at the world differently. And I've just been a dad for 1 year, but it
Mm.
has opened my eye to a third dimension. Before things were just binary. Is this or is this? Now it's this or is this, and it could be that. So what is the missing thing? And then that's the eye I'm using to watch all of these shows. So I watch adolescents, and I'm thinking, fuck, young boys are struggling. Like they are really struggling, and we will just come and be talking about random shit that might not be important to them or is further exacerbating the problem that they are facing, right? So if you see a young boy now, a teenager or a child, and you want to bond with him, first thing you ask is sports or his school, just random shit that you didn't probably like as a child. And unfortunately, this not this generation, the younger generation, I don't know what they are, Gen X or something. They they're not athletic all they want to do is play video games.
Yeah, they go gym now.
I mean, no, that's our generation that goes to the gym. I'm saying the ones, the like 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds,
Okay,
they
yeah.
don't want to go out. They just want to stay indoor and then play video games. Check them out. Look for any 11-year-old boy, 12-year-old boy. They're just staying at home playing Fortnite, and that is becoming a problem. So when you watch adolescents, and I actually want you to watch it so I won't spoil it, because there's no way I can talk about it without spoiling it. It's 4 episodes. Watch it. I guarantee you it's worthwhile. Like anybody that will listen to me, I've been telling everybody at work, anybody that even on the trains, if you just tell a random stranger, go and watch this show. It's actually that good, and it's highly meaningful in today's era. Highly, highly meaningful.
So what's one thing you picked from the show?
I picked many things, but if there's one thing I picked is they did not try to over dramatize a simple story. You know how sometimes they want to talk about something, and then the drama inside will be like, I beg this one's made a go sit, and they're trying to push a narrative.
Yes.
So they were not trying to push a narrative. They just put the narrative there. And then it's for you to grab or ungrab. That was the beautiful aspect of it. They now used fantastic cinematography to tell a simple story. So the simple story they're telling was masculinity. But they told it from 4 different perspectives, which is why I like that it was short and simple, just 4 episodes. And then they did something that was mind blowing. Each episode was shot in a single shot. Does that make sense?
Mm.
It was a single shot. No, there's no cut and join. One
Camera
camera. It was almost like
shot.
a play. The camera was just following them from beginning to end of the episode. So if at any
Jeez.
point they made a mistake, they have to start from beginning again. So what that does is, because it's a clean shot, it forces you to pay attention. You don't want to miss any detail because everybody has been rehearsed, everybody has been positioned. Everything you see on your screen had a meaning, and it added to the context of the story.
Fuck.
Yes. So it wasn't like there was suspense, who kill who no kill who. Like in the first 20 minutes, you know what is happening. They've told you what has happened. You're not like, you've literally told me everything. Why am I still here? So it's now all those other contextual things that I was like, whoever did this is a genius, and they spent time to think about this thing and bring it to life.
Creativity.
So yes, at its best, at its best. I thought I thought
Adolescence.
I thought movies and TV shows were dead, or maybe movies more so, because you just see that they want to tell stories that they know will sell. So they're always doing remakes. Daredevil, Winter what's Captain America, the series, and Star Wars, the series. I'm like, can you guys give us something new? Star Wars was innovative in its era.
Mm.
Give us something new, and this is the new and meaningful, which is why I'm a strong advocate for everybody to spend time to watch it,
Mm. Even those that have kids.
especially those that don't have
Why?
kids, because it gives you a mindset. When you now have kids, you now start to make sense. You don't want to do things when you have a problem. You want to prevent the problem, not to repair the problem. Now, for those that are already in the issue or in the problem or whatever, yes, you can repair it, but you are better off when you are doing preventative measures. So you would rather not smoke now than having to struggle to treat cancer.
Does smoking cause cancer? Okay, let's not even go there.
I'm a doctor because I wear tie now. If you say I know everything.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I was just that podcast. Like, okay, I couldn't finish it actually, but there was something that the woman said that got me thinking. She said that I think both of them agreed on that point. She said the women are outperforming the men in terms of income. That so because these women are outperforming these men, and the women still want to marry men that are doing better than them, but because the rate at which, so again, I'm just trying to make it make sense with explaining. Well, this is how she said it. So the rate at which women are becoming more successful is actually working against them, because it's reducing the number of men that they can actually date that that are ahead of them, right?
Mhm.
So she now said that so, but then these women now end up with some guy at some point if they find one, but because she's now the one providing and doing all these things in the house, what is the guy doing? Say not Tesla guy. What is the guy doing? Do you get?
Mhm.
So she now said the women have now switched to emotional intelligence. They want men with emotional intelligence, blah 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 blah. Then the guy now said, okay, yes, true. The men have to make up for something, right? Because there's always going to be like a gap that needs to be filled in every household, in every relationship. But because the woman is now filling the gap of providing and doing all this stuff, there's something on the other side that has to still get filled up. So that's what the guy should fill up. The guy now said that, but the problem is that you've told these men all their lives to be unemotional, that's what being a man is, right? So he said it's like you've trained someone all his life to catch a lion, but now you say you want a tiger. So he said, how does that even, like, okay, so like how does it work? Like, so that means from what I got to, it meant that everybody is fucked for the next like 20 years. If you think about it, right, everything is fucked for the next minimum 20 years.
Yeah.
Because all the OnlyFans girls will become the next set of moms, right? So the next 20 years is actually fucked, because OnlyFans girls will be moms, then they'll give birth to kids that I don't know what's going to happen with those kids. And then the guys, most Gen Zs, it's already, the numbers are out there, are saying they don't even want to date. So then the women are doing better than the men also. So it's like they've created this. Let me say, when you have what do you call this thing? Your gut bacteria. It's meant to always be balanced, right? So if one bacteria is more than the other one, then it causes a problem in your gut. It's like when you have too many white blood cells. You shouldn't have
Yeah.
too many, right? If it's too many, then it causes some disease in your body. So I think that's where we are. One, there's an imbalance, and the imbalance is was supposed to be a good thing, right? Empower the women, which society has done, but it's empowered the women to put them at a disadvantage when it comes to picking who they want to spend the rest of their lives with, because it has reduced the number of men that are doing better than them, and they still want men that are doing better than them to be their partners.
Yeah. And look, that's why I liked that conversation and the format of the debates that they had, right? It was just the right idea taken too far. Like obviously we all stand for empowerment of women. And there's this there's a good idea of how did there was something someone said. He said, um, bad idea, good outcome, good idea, bad outcome. Anyways, something like that. As I was saying before this rude motherfucker jumped in our
Toxic
chat,
Dano.
we'll block you. Come here and be enjoying good content and talking nonsense. That's an example of toxic masculinity. Anywho, I think the best thing is to define it because a lot of people don't understand what masculinity is. And why I started thinking about this was that Netflix show that went viral, in my opinion. It was everywhere on TikTok. Like TikTok, now they direct my life now. If I see a show on TikTok,
TikTok
I'll be
runs
like,
the world, man.
bruh, it's so freaking powerful, but and meaningful. Like it gives me shit that I want to see. It's not going to give me girls twerking. I don't care about that.
No.
Stuff like this I want to see, movies, TV shows. Yes, it recommends good shit. Anywho, I was going somewhere with what I was saying. So, in response to what she said, the man explained it properly, right? As a man, you need to provide value. It's as simple as that. No entitlement will not get you anywhere. And it's not just providing value to women, because like the the data shows, women between the ages of, I think, 24 to 30 or 30 something are outperforming men. The only period where men pretty much overtake is after that their child
Bearing
bearing or child
age.
rearing age. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's when men now surpass women on average in today's age. Now, bro, my brain is literally all over the place. I'm running on like 4% battery. As I was saying, I feel like I used up all my brain power at work. Women earning more than men. Yes, it means you have to provide value in other aspects. So financially is not the only thing you can bring to the table, which is where women are asking, okay, what are you bringing to the table? You're not really providing for me anymore. You're not really protecting me. Like, government has taken care of those two things. What else? Are you funny? Do you make me laugh? Do you make me smile? Which is where Scott Galloway said, be generous, right? Give more to the world. Let the universe owe you. If someone honks at you or flips you the finger in traffic, drive up to them, flip them the finger back. You need to balance the universe. If your wife is earning, then do something. If she's earning more, do something to contribute in the household. Like, make sure that people feel your impact. Even I notice this in friendship groups. Like, you ask some guys, like, genuinely, if you know, look at the people around you and be like, do you enjoy this guy's company? Like, if
Mm.
you as a guy are not enjoying his company, imagine what he will be like with women. Where it's supposed to be
Yeah.
easy for you with your fellow man.
Mm.
So these people have these men are refusing to work on themselves and are just blaming the world for their their struggle, when it should swing both ways. And it's the same for women. The problem that we're all facing today, we all contributed to it. It's not a man's problem, it's not a woman's problem, it's all of us. And it's not binary where men need to lose for women to win,
No. No.
or vice versa.
Yes. Not.
One sec. For me, which is why, as you can see, I've started my men's group with my closest friends, and I actually am going to spend some time to build a framework around the group, because I don't want it to just start and then you fall off. It has to be intentional. There has to be some value, because the truth is we are who our kids will look up to. So
Mm-hmm.
my child will not spend all her time with me. She will go and hang out in Daniel's house. She'll pick up one or two things from Daniel.
Bad behavior.
She'll go and hang out. Yeah, that's the thing. So if my I need to spend my time now to train Daniel
Yes.
properly, as an example. So whatever he's doing, he can
Yes.
cascade positively to my Pekin, or my Pekins, as the
But do you
case
think
may be.
that it is it possible that men? Okay, so let me put let me take it one step back first. Remember one time we had one episode and I said that I think men should focus on their purpose instead before
Mm,
any other thing in this life. Just focus on your purpose. And all of you were like, "Oh no, this, that," saying all these things. And I was like, "You people went as far as asking me, so what is the purpose? Okay, what is my purpose?" And for me, right, I think your purpose cannot just you can't just define it and say something like, "I want to be this" or "I want to be that."
can I interrupt you
Yeah.
before you continue? You see, purpose is one of all those ambiguous words that we throw
Yes.
out. I think what you meant to say was men should focus on making money. Make it
So what?
simple. Be economically viable.
So I
What is
think
purpose without
so.
value?
But even on that episode that day, right? I said, okay, put purpose aside, right? Just focus on being resourceful, build yourself to be that person that they will look at and say, hey, I want to be with this guy. That other men, if other men look at you and say, I want to be around you, 10,000 women already want to be around you. If a man can say, I want to be friends with this guy, do you get? So when you guys, but the focus that there was, oh no, you still need to talk to women, build up, get all those things. You can pay a coach to teach you in 6 months. You can pay for those things. You can buy all these things. You can build it in 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. You're done. But you see that character you build to become that person that people want to be around. I kind of feel like if they don't train.
My
Oh
ex is
boy,
probably still finding his
oh
purpose. Fair
boy,
enough.
oh boy. My
Emmanuel,
ex
please
is
pin the topic:
this purpose.
masculinity
So
in today's
okay,
era.
so
I sorry, I just realized we didn't even have topic. We just the gist.
my ex defined his purpose. So honestly, I kind of feel like the women, so the men have actually put the women ahead of most of the things they want, and they're like, oh, it's like, oh, I need to get women this, that, instead of putting it second. And the reason I'm saying it will now go back to the whole thing about marriage, right? How you mentioned, oh, if you cannot provide, then you have to. Okay, what other aspect are you helping? And I think men go into these relationships forgetting that the so a man can love the woman, right? She could be bringing nothing financially, and he would love the woman just because she's a woman and how she makes him feel. That's it. He can actually just love a woman like that. But the men, I think they get carried away and then they forget why the woman is with them. So she's with you because of what you can provide. Then the love is second. The love is not first for the woman. It's a hard pill for anybody to swallow, but that is the truth. I think it's
You,
second.
it, it,
And
it, it's contextual,
it,
but continue.
it's how do I put it now?
No, I completely understand what you're saying.
So
The
if
context there is just for anybody listening to you.
I hope we don't post this. Anyway, so
No,
I think that's what
yeah.
happens to most of them, and then they just relax. And then the woman gets irritated and she's like, uh, the thing she was attracted to is no longer there. And the guy is sitting there thinking, oh, because when most divorce happen, the guy will say he thought everything was fine in the marriage, but the woman will say like, no, not everything was not fine. And if asked what went wrong, they can't even tell you what really went wrong. So that's why when the woman mentioned something about emotional, what you call it,
Intelligence.
intelligence, I kind of feel like that's not the problem. I don't think it's a problem. I think it is still the first point she gave. That's the problem. If the woman is outperforming the man, it's still not going to last. It's not.
Absolutely.
And if you say it's absolutely, if that's the truth, if you agree to that,
Hmm.
it means that she's with you, not because I'm not saying she doesn't love you again. Don't get it twisted. She loves you. Remember, somebody can love you but need you more.
Your ability to provide is part of love. I don't know why people make it one or the other.
I'm not making it one or the other. I'm saying women, like, think of it as from a woman's perspective. Think from a woman's perspective. Let's assume you're a woman now. Do
Mm.
you want to get pregnant for a broke guy?
Even as a man, I don't want
No,
to.
but so you're getting my point now, right?
Yeah,
The thing is that the woman you look at, can he protect? Like, can he protect me? Can he do all these things? But in the modern day now, is he resourceful? Are we going to go broke? That's the modern day thing now. That's what she would look at, and there is nothing wrong with that. The same way the man wants something totally different from the woman. So yeah, So I think all that emotional intelligence thing she was talking about was irrelevant, because if you give her the emotional intelligence to become that person, she wants something else again. However, the best you can do is just to be that person that she looks up to. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
that's why you
like
should
that.
constantly be
Yeah,
improving yourself.
yeah, that's it.
No, but think about it, right? Even friendship groups. Imagine there's some friends that you've dropped along the line. The ones that have refused to evolve, they are still in that era. I'm sure that you had friends growing up where all they talk about is women. And then it was cool at a point in your life. Now you're like, there's more important things to do. I'll talk about, and all you can talk about is women or sports. And you're now like, this friendship is,
Yes.
then you evolve or you grow out of that friendship. You outgrow the friendship. That's the
Yeah.
word. That's how some women outgrow their partners because the men just stop where they were and refuse to evolve. But then for the question is for those that have refused to evolve, sometimes it's because they don't know how to. It's not every time that it's intentional and it's laziness. What would be your recommendation for them? Because look, the truth is, I'm not even talking about 25 and above. I've given up on those ones. Like there's no hope. Just you're already gone. Let's focus more on the younger ones that are still a bit malleable. What would you recommend to a teenager, like a 15-year
But
old or 16-year-old?
teenagers don't even need to evolve in relationships, right?
No, no, preparing them for you could get well, how old were you when you had your first girlfriend?
Like almost 20.
Wow.
Yes, now. What do you think? You think I was going about sleeping with women? No,
Okay.
I wasn't.
That's
Oh
good.
my God.
Good. I didn't ask when you lost your virginity. I said first girlfriend.
All join. I did not sleep with any woman till I was like almost, yeah. I wasn't doing that as a kid. I was good.
Interesting. Okay, so so a
Jeez.
20-year-old man, what advice do you have for him?
I think I'll still stick to the same advice. Women come second. Hustle should come first. You can always, everything you need, like, because you get to that age where your six packs doesn't matter anymore. Your looks don't matter anymore. It's your resources that matter the most. And when you're at that age, like, do you really? Nobody cares if you know how to talk to women at that point, right? Some things will speak for you, and then you need to do less talking. And even if you need to learn how to speak to women and woo women and all, you can learn it. Like, you could get a coach, pay him, he'll teach you how to do it. So for me, I'll still stick with, like, just hustle, you know, build yourself, make money as much as you can, and then even when you have the woman, she should know that she's second to the money,
Mm,
because hate it or love it, the woman wants to know that you're putting that thing ahead of her. Because if she feels like she can, make you to not do that thing you want to do, then what happens when shit hits the fan? I don't think they want to be with men they can control or manipulate easily. So that would
I like what
be
you're
my
saying. I say you've evolved. Like before, I don't know, maybe it's even still the same thing you're saying. No, I'm just seeing it with a different light. Before, people be like, this is toxic, toxic, Emmanuel, you're toxic. But you're actually making a lot of sense that I agree with.
So maybe those people were. She said, "I want a man I can control." Oh.
Ah, Amani, there are plenty.
A
Remote
joke.
control, man.
There's so many.
But but there's a danger to all of this clickbait advice where you tell people, men go and make money. So men will actually go and make money. And then they spend so many years making this money that the money becomes their identity. It becomes their self-worth. And then when they lose that money, that's when you now start to hear, sad stories that we don't need to talk about or whatever. They feel like they're worthless now because they don't have money, which is why in everything there has to be a bit of balance, right? It's not 100% make money. Yes, your main focus should be on making money, but try and balance it with a few other things. Which brings us back to that book, The Alchemist. You need to read The Alchemist. There's an example there that a guy gave. He went to see a king, and or let's just say a wise man. The wise man gave him a spoon and put 2 drops of oil on the spoon, and he said, "Walk around my palace." It was the most beautiful palace. Don't let any of this oil drop. Come back and tell me what you saw. So he was focused on the oil in the spoon, and then he couldn't see anything. So when he came back, the man was like, "Okay, tell me what you saw." He couldn't say much. And then he was like, "If you can balance the oil in this spoon and look around the house, you'll be successful in life." And I was like, this is deep. Like it's almost like it's African uncle or auntie that wrote that book. So that is what me I'm saying. Focus on
But what
trying
do you
to
think
make
he
money.
meant by
Yeah.
if you can balance the oil and look around? What do you
Yes.
think he meant by that?
It means the ability to balance complex thoughts, the ability to balance complex things in life, like family and work, right? Friendship and religion. This life is not just, one direction, one directional. There's many
Yeah.
things that you need to balance. So your ability to balance those things on different levels. So sometimes you focus on work, maybe Monday to Friday, and then weekend should be family time. Then Monday to Friday, work again. So stuff like that.
So this is your understanding of what they said.
Yes,
Okay. Because I think stuff like this, everybody has like would have a different translation,
absolutely.
and I kind of feel like it depends on how. Yeah, like I think everything we've done in life and all the information we've gathered is what would impact how we translate things. Does that make
Hmm.
sense? So as you said this thing now, for me now, it's a very different translation. It would still be similar to what you've said, but it's just a bit different.
I'm
So you
keen
know
to
how
hear
you
what
said
your own
that
is.
how you said the guys should not make the money their identity, right?
Yeah.
So everything in life that we have, you know how we say something brings me joy. Have you noticed everything that brings you joy brings you pain? So I'll give you an example of what I
Yeah.
mean. Not everything, but
Hmm.
almost everything. So let's say you have a wife, or you have a friend, or you have whatever, a girlfriend, anything. She gives you joy, you're happy. But if you're married to that person for say 30 years, it will be joy, pain, joy, pain, joy, pain, joy, pain, joy, pain. Or even if it's all joy throughout, if the person dies, it becomes pain. Right?
Hmm.
Okay. So the guy now said, this is a different thing, a different book entirely. The guy said, but what if you don't focus on all those things and you're able to just focus on what's happening this second, like right now, just now? So your ability to shut down your mind and focus on just now, like just me and you
Hmm.
talking. There's nothing else in your mind. We're just talking. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, we're having a conversation. So now back to the oil. Mhm. The guy is holding the oil and his focus, his whole mind is on the oil. He was not present and looking at the environment. So that's why I think they were trying to tell him
Hmm.
in that book to be present while he was doing whatever he was doing. But instead, all his focus was just on the oil he was looking at. So, anyways, back to the guys being having money and then making money their personality. I think one thing we skip in life is understanding. I think they should teach it in schools. Your mind, right? What gives you happiness? They always say happiness is within, and apparently it's actually within. Adams, it's not a lie. It actually is not a lie. There's proven facts now that it is within.
If I
Mhm.
come tickle your nyash now, is
No,
that from within?
so that is people mistake it. That's pleasure, and
Okay.
yeah, that's pleasure. It's not happiness. It's just a short
That's a
burst
good
of
distinction.
of joy. So okay, let me give you an example. Do you notice when you you're trying to figure out something You're thinking of this thing. What's the solution? You can't get the solution. Eventually, you're in the shower, for example. You're not even thinking about anything, and then the solution comes to you, and you're like, oh
True.
wow, right?
Hmm.
Go and go back to every single one of those experiences. You'll find out that your mind was empty. There was nothing in your mind the second that thing came in. There was nothing in your mind. And that feeling you had for just microseconds, right? Think about that feeling and ask yourself, was it a good feeling or a bad feeling? If it was a good feeling, hmm, then the next question is, can you feel like that most of the time? So this is going too spiritual. I'm going to stop here.
No, I like
but
spiritual. Like,
but the whole concept of that oil thing, it actually relates to something some other guy said, and it has to do with our minds. Our minds control us. We don't control our minds. So we're not supposed to think as much as we think. 90% of the time, we're not supposed to be thinking. We're supposed to just be doing what we need to do this second now. That's
do you
it.
believe in natural ability? Like, you see how some people are naturally stronger than other people.
Hmm.
Like me and you, now, if we go to gym, I did stronger than you, and it's not
Hmm.
your fault.
Yeah. It's
It's the same way.
it's it's
It's
physics. It's
Yes,
biology.
but
Yeah.
it's the same way with some people's brains, right? So some people's brains don't have that capacity to be introspective, like we are recommending everybody to do. So that is why they need frameworks, right? Sometimes they'll recommend meditation, other times they'll recommend therapy, blah, 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 blah. Personally, based on how my mind is configured, I don't think therapy will work for me. It will,
I don't even think men should ever go to therapy.
I swear, I agree with you, but
Nope.
that's conversation for another
They
day.
should
It
never
sounds
go to therapy.
toxic, but give your reason.
My reason.
Yeah.
So my reason why I said men should not go to therapy is because the whole concept around therapy, the the people that created this framework for therapy don't understand men. So they've created this thing that they think is supposed to help deal with it like a man. Very toxic. So I feel like they've created this whole even thank God we listened to the podcast today.
Yeah.
Because that guy explained it very well. He said even
Yes.
down to classrooms. He said even classrooms are not built to accommodate
Uh,
boys.
he, I swear, like
So
when
exactly.
he
Yeah.
was spot on.
Yeah. So even he said
Alhaji, their daddy, Damburova, come, they give us
Raj,
singlets.
if I go there, how do I explain my upbringing is normal? Wait, go where?
Like, to a therapist now. Like,
Therapy
the
therapists
therapist
are white
wouldn't
people.
get you. I
Always Nigerian therapists. Nigerian therapists will slap you.
still the same. Yes, same struggle. No, but continue what you were saying about why you don't recommend therapy. I think it's a very
I think
important.
so. I think um, men just need to be able to talk to other men. So, for example, the 15-year-old guy should be able to walk up to his senior brother's friends and say, "This is my problem. This is what I'm going through." Blah 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 blah, and then they can help him because it's easy for men to relate to other men. It's very very easy for men to do that, and I kind of feel like men are naturally built to want to listen to someone and then help the person. Again, they gave a good example in that podcast where the guy opened up to his girlfriend and said his mom died and then she broke up with him.
Yeah.
Right? And remember one day I was out having lunch with you guys and I was like, I don't think men should cry in front of their wives. And then I think I've forgotten who said, what kind of girls are you hanging around? And I was like, no, like if you do that, it's not, she'll look at you somehow and eventually she'll start to so I feel like if a man wants to cry or wants to vent or wants to do all this stuff again, there should be that brotherhood where he can go to and then let everything out and then talk
No,
about
but
it.
you see, it's not absolute, right? I don't even want my friends to be crying in front of me. Like, if you come and cry in front, I'm not
why?
your therapist.
No,
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 no.
no,
It's the
no, no,
truth.
no, no, no,
Don't
no,
put
no,
that
no,
burden
no,
on
no,
your
no, no.
friends.
I'm
No,
gonna
so no, Adams, now man,
Yeah.
I
it's
think
not about
I
putting
know.
the
Sorry,
burden on
I'm gonna
you.
come in.
Okay.
See, what if your friend is bereaved and then he is with you, or he's with you, and then you got a call, and then what's gonna happen? Are you gonna tell him not to express how he feels?
Are you asking me? Do you want me
I'm
to?
with I'm with my cousin, and the dad passed. You know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? He got a call. Something something can just happen, and then your friend is with you and he got a call, and it's your duty for you to be able to get him to be comfortable. Pour all over all the emotions, pour everything out, and it is your responsibility as a good friend to console your good friend. Who else is gonna do it?
No, you see, absolutely. And the example you gave is the extreme of the spectrum, right? Where the person is bereaved. Now, if you're mourning the loss of a loved one, it's completely understandable. You can even cry in front of your wife. You can cry at work. Society understands that. But you're just say you're overwhelmed with work or with life. You now want to come and cry on my shoulder. What do you want me to do for you? Like, oh, it's okay, pet you. No, that's and it will change how your friends see
Eh,
you. And you see the
so no, no,
frequency
no.
of
So Adam, sometimes it's not just crying. Sometimes it's just that
Place to go
comfortability to
and
be able to
release.
pour out how he or she feels. You have to, as a matter of fact, give your friend the room to be comfortable. See how you created that group. You put all of us in that group. In that group, we are supposed to talk
We
to
don't feel cry for
us
the
about
group. Oh.
what's
I
going
think I
on.
don't talk like this now. We'll
I,
kick you out.
no, no, no.
Because
No,
no,
aside from cry, aside from cry, there's how I will talk to Adam, and it will be more than a cry. Adam will know that this is a cry for help. I'm not crying, but I'm talking to Adam. Adam, how many times have we spoken, me and you like ask me, have you spoken to Ini? I'm like, nope, I've not spoken to Ini. You are like, I should speak to Ini because you spoke to Ini and he wasn't feeling well and he wasn't sounding too good. And I'm speaking to Ini and I'm asking Ini, Alpha bro, what's going on? It's like nothing's going on, but inside that nothing is going on, I could sense that something is going on. You know what I mean? So he's not coming to us to cry like a baby, but we could tell that there's something going on. I think as a real friend, as a real mate, you should be able to sense, to tell through emotions, through actions, inactions even, that your friend is not 100%.
so Prince, I
and
think
That's how I see it.
yeah.
I agree with you, right? What I'm saying is the act of crying itself. I'm not saying sharing what you're going through, share it. The act of crying, if you're overwhelmed in the moment, do it. What I'm saying is don't make it a habit where every time you're going to go and cry for your friends and then you want
So
them to console you.
so
I'm getting there because look, we've been there before. And I was wondering why person go just they come. Wait till Oma I tell you. So I'll give you reality, right? Go and cry in your house, cry in your room. When you finish crying, go and talk to people about it. Like it's the same thing how I feel when people want to cry on social media. You set your phone, you now press play, and then you're like it's like you could wait for these tears. So go and
so
do it somewhere.
so
Wait and go and do it in your room.
let me paint a picture
You
for
see,
you.
now that
When I
one is
said
different.
when
That
I
social
said that
media selling
when
camera
I said
cry is pure
when I
influencing.
said the guys need that place to go and vent and do whatever, right? So you have to understand that if somebody is going through something, 90% of the time it's in the mind. So they're not talking about it. All the conversations they're having is inside here. That's all. And as they're doing it, keeping it inside, it's just growing bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's all inside there. The women,
Emmanuel,
on the
let's
other
let's
hand,
be honest there.
no,
Let's be honest.
yeah,
Let's be honest. Let's just in the last 10 times you've gone to ask people for advice, just
hmm
generally advice on anything, you pretty much know what you want to do before you go and ask for advice.
no,
You are seeking a second opinion. And that's what
no. So,
okay,
can I say why?
go
So,
ahead.
the only time I actually call people and say, hey, help me with XYZ, I don't know, this, this. Actually, feel I don't know. And that's like, think of it this way, right? People say, oh, this guy is very opinionated. Oh, this guy doesn't agree with other people. So it tells you already that I don't agree with people. So if I call you and say, hey, I need help with this thing, I genuinely have no clue. And that's the reason why I'm asking. So normally I would not even call to ask. But if I'm calling to ask, I genuinely don't know what I'm doing. And I'm seeking second opinion to say, hey, maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. That's why I'll call.
Not a lie.
So now,
100%.
so now
Not a lie.
back to what I was saying. So it's just inside the person's head. Now, they need that place to go and talk. And sadly, when the person starts, okay, Praise, what's wrong with you? And the Praise starts talking to me about what's wrong with him. And I'm listening to Praise, right? He's talking. As I'm playing along with him, he's getting more comfortable. As he's getting more comfortable, he's letting out more stuff. Eventually, he starts crying. Like, that's where it ends. The person is going to start crying. So it's not like they pause the cry. It's that they've found a place to
Yep.
release finally,
Yep.
and then
Yep.
it's led to them crying. The difference is that when it's just man and woman in the house, right? The man is already programmed to be that person she can come to. If he has created that for her, okay, can come, if she wants to cry, she can vent, she can do all those things. The men, on the other hand, are scared to do it because doing it could lead to, I mean, you heard it in the podcast. I didn't even say that, I did not make it up. So they need people with like minds that think like them, that understand the same struggle, and know that, okay, even me too, I cannot do it there because technique. So at this point, society doesn't understand men. I think, thank God, there's evidence now to, to prove all those things.
Do
So
you
that's why the men
find
don't do it.
crying as
Amani Royal? Do you want to pin comments? That's
Yes,
spot
sir.
on.
Men see crying as weakness. The strongest man in the world
I,
wept. David cried. Tata.
I know a few
una just
times.
they
I know
do
a few
hearsay,
times.
hearsay? Were
Yeah,
you
we're
there when he
chill now.
cried?
He cried
Adam.
too.
I know a few times I've cried. You know what I mean? And Adam can relate. I'm sure Adam cried when the wife gave birth, when Zaria came. You held your baby and then you cried. That did not make you weak. That's emotions. I did cry when Tumi gave birth. You know what I mean? I'm coming.
You cry like a
Uh,
motherfucker when we came to your house.
That's the thing.
You
Like
didn't
some people
cry.
just you just
Get
have
out. This
plenty
guy likes to
tears.
cry.
It's
Like, this
like
one cries a lot. Forget it.
no,
yeah,
I'm very emotional. Like I love
Small
surprise.
thing
When
you
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 guys
just
cry
come
cry.
for
into my house
film,
and surprise
cry
me,
for song, cry. Look,
Everything you cry.
I didn't cry
but
when me and my wife.
that doesn't make me
No, that's what I'm
no
saying.
weak man.
It's
Like
not weakness,
I'm
right?
strong.
It's not. We're not
Yes.
saying crying is a sign of weakness. We are teaching men to self-control is what I am advocating for here, right? Sometimes you are overwhelmed. Other times it's like discipline. You learn things. You teach your muscle. It's like mess. Mess now. you want to fart. It comes. You will hold it. You will go to a convenient place and you will fart.
Not,
Sometimes you feel no hold and maybe
not
you
with
do
Daniel.
squat.
Oh. Daniel go
You
fat
feel
anyway, man.
maybe
Even
do
this one
squat for gym.
talking, you fat. Maybe he's even doing it now, sir.
That's why I'm giving you.
No
That's why I'm
respect for
giving you
anybody.
realistic example, right? Sometimes you're squatting in the gym, you can't really hold it in. You let one rip. That's okay. Sometimes you're talking to your guys, you can't hold the tears. Let it flow. But what I'm saying is your default setting, your default setting should be to hold it and do it in private, right? Me
See
crying
that
to
cry,
you now
bah.
does not help
My sister
my
just said
vision.
something. My sister just said something, right? I cried on my wedding day. And bro, you see, there's something about that cry. When it
It's fake, I
comes,
beg. All those film trick tears.
no be film trick
No, I'm
anything.
not your own. I'm talking of most people.
Okay.
Continue.
A lot of people though. I think, bro, like as a man, bro, if you are in any situation where you should cry, please go ahead and cry. That doesn't change anything from you. So I'm not in that, you know, masculinity school of thought where you have to hold your cry till you get to Maiduguri and then you cry from Calabar. You know, if you feel like crying in Calabar, please go ahead. That's how I say it. You know, you get money, we will go send you Sharon now. Sharon will cry, bitter cry. You know, go wait Sharon no go wait till you go reach
Tears
island.
of joy.
You go cry with tears of joy.
So
You go
imagine now,
cry.
Sharon sets her phone. She's now doing it. She now press play. And she's like, ah! You now see the tears rolling. And I'm
Fake
like, Haba, come
cry
on,
now.
come on,
How do you set
come
camera
on.
to cry? It's bad,
No, that
very
one is different. No,
narcissistic kind of.
that one
It's
is
narcissist. What do you call those
very
people?
that's very barbaric, man.
Just evil.
Yeah.
Praise. Sharon is
Yeah.
crying in advance, so do the
I
needful.
dey carry my G go. Once I enter Lagos, I dey carry my G go soft place,
Great. When
and
are
she
you going
must
to
cry,
ABJ?
big cry. Why you want kidnap me? I go text you. I'm on public.
Great. Text me, I beg. I was supposed to call you to ask you.
You
Text
can't ask
me,
me this
I
kind of
beg.
question for TV show. You don't know where you there.
For
I dey
TV show.
post picture when I don't come up for that place 3 days. Oh, and
All right.
what's good with your tie now? You look so cute, man. What's
I
going
went
on?
to
Have you been
jump.
promoted or
So
what?
normally, so we kid them with steez now. So let me
Mm.
show them some things I came back with from Thailand.
I know
Song.
in a boxer you wear boxer, you can't wear shirt and tie.
No, actually,
You don't miss.
I was properly dressed today. I had a meeting. So as I come back house, I was too lazy to change. I said, let me just give una small of what is left over of the steez on Daper Live.
That's good, man. I appreciate that. Ini, did you work from home today?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Man.
Praise,
Anyway,
you missed out
yeah.
the beginning of the conversation, right? We're
Yep.
talking about modern masculinity. And there was a podcast we listened to. It's Diary of a CEO. I think I even posted it on my story. I think the title was Masculinity Debate. And honestly, I'm an advocate for people to go and listen to that episode. It's fantastic.
Good episode.
It was very, very well produced. I think they
How
did
did
fantastic.
you get that episode? Because
I
you
like that.
are not a big fan of podcasts like that. You like your
Podcast,
1, 2, 3 clicks. I'm surprised.
Yeah, like on
I
my
even stopped
morning ride
listening to the guy.
I stopped.
Surprising. I
I
stopped
stopped
listening
for
to
a
him.
while. I think he noticed people stopped, and then he upped his game. So there are certain
Because this
episodes I listened
episode was
to.
very good.
Yeah, it was very good. They did well.
So
And
yeah, so
he
anyway,
brought
you
the
were
right
giving me a
people to
rundown.
have the
Okay, fun.
conversation.
Just give me 5. We'll join you in 5. Guys, I've got a meeting in 5. I will be with you in 5.
We're done in 1
Let's
minute.
go.
Us.
I get a meeting in 5. Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Bro, there's so much going on, man. There's so much in play. There's so much I have to talk to you guys about.
To make money, make your guys chop. Make me and Emmanuel retire.
Exactly.
Let's do nepotism small. That's why you see
Big
people.
big
My
money,
friend.
big money investment. Big money investment. Yesterday I went to
Do you remember when
big
George
money investment.
Clooney went viral? He
When
gave
what?
all his close friends. George Clooney, he went viral because he gave all his close friends $1 million each.
Wow.
Yeah. So praise. I
So his
beg,
friends
do
got the
and
money.
blow. Yes, now. Once you blow now, my retirement plan don't set.
Oh, voila.
All right, people of God. I
Tesla
want us to
boy.
round up.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
with
just
something.
want us to please give a standing ovation to our boy. Our boy, Ini. You don't buy big
The Chris.
baby.